You see how clear that is? Except for that little thing on the side, right there. That's reverse osmosis water. They make them now where there's like, the old one we used to have was a 3-stage filter. That was it. This one we got recently, it's like a 5 or so stage filter. And the 5th stage is actually a remineralization filter, which puts some minerals back in the water automatically. That's what I'm talking about. It's like $229 on Amazon. Man, the price action in gold and silver today, while the markets, stock markets, were looking like garbage across the world. Let's just take a look. Stock markets. Stock market data, Dow Jones ended down 254 points, 1.6%. NASDAQ was down, S&P was down. Japan was down, actually 3.74%. London, FTSE 100 down 2.44%. Germany down almost 3%. Hong Kong down 0.5%. Just everywhere I'm like looking is red, 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 red. Bank of America, 6.84% down. Boeing, 6.81%. Citigroup, 6.5%. You would naturally ask yourself, why are these bank stocks down? They aren't Deutsche Bank. They're not the S&P. And it's because the name of the game is collapse the global system. Now, you would honestly expect gold and silver to get smashed along with the rest of the market, and then hear news blips. Oh, well, gold and silver are down with the commodity carnage of copper and oil and the broader markets. But you don't hear any of that nonsense. All I'm seeing is significant upswings in gold and silver. So, like I said, I had to go out and do the third video real quick. And the funny thing was, after I did it, I said, I'm going to make this short and sweet. If you had a silver coin, just 1 ounce, for every time that I said I'm going to make this short and sweet, and you actually expected me to be done in a few minutes, and I took like 18 to 20 minutes, you'd have quite a bit of silver on your hand. I don't know why I say that. My mindset's there. I just make this quick. Let me get the point out, and then I'm there for freaking 18 minutes. But it was interesting, some exciting news, and I shortly thereafter read this story, and it's been posted around a few different places now. And I actually picked up the phone and called somebody in relation to this, and I'm going to talk about that in a second. Lines around the block to buy gold bullion in London. Banks placing unusually large orders for physical. It's been crazy. It's been the best week since 2012. We've had people queuing around the block. Submitted by Michael Krieger, Liberty Blitzkrieg. First, let's look at the improved fundamentals. Gold bugs will exasperatingly proclaim that fundamentals have been great for the past 4 years. Yet the price plunged anyway, so who cares about fundamentals? To this point, I would respond with 2 observations. First, large institutional investors in sovereign wealth funds have been anticipating a rate hike cycle for a very long time now. They didn't know when, but they expected it. The fact that the gold bugs never believed this is irrelevant. What matters is that big money believed it, and it was perceived to be very gold negative. In their minds, this anticipated rate hike cycle would confirm that things were getting back to normal. And if things are normal, you don't need to own gold, right? Hold on. Where's Danger Kitty? Clawing up my new furniture. The problem is that this assumption is quickly being called into question. Sure, the Fed hikes rates once, but it is starting to look more and more like a policy error, which the Webbot said would happen, by the way. Meanwhile, other major central banks around the world are going in the opposite direction toward negative rates. I am a huge believer in market psychology, and the psychology dominating the minds of most institutional investors over the past few years has been that things were slowly getting back to normal. This has weighed on institutional demand for gold in a big way and been a meaningful factor in the bear market, manipulation aside. If this psychology shifts, the shift back into gold could be very meaningful. While that backdrop is interesting in its own right, what may make the move into gold that much more explosive is the lack of alternative investments. From the February 3rd, 2016 post, Gold, It's Time to Pay Attention, what a difference a couple of weeks can make. The Telegraph reports the following. Bullion by Post, Britain's biggest online gold dealer, said it had already taken record day sales of 5.6 million euros as traders piled into gold following fears the world is on the brink of another financial crisis. So, first of all, hold on. The Telegraph, mainstream site in the UK, posted this? Rob Halliday Stein, founder and managing director of the Birmingham-based company, said takings today had already surpassed the firm's previous one-day record of 4.4 million in October of 2014. Bullion by Post, which takes orders of up to 25,000 euros on the website, but takes higher amounts over the phone, explained it had received a few hundred orders. Damn cat. Sharpening the nails. The damn stairs. I'm telling you right now, it's the same cat. And I'm about to strangle it. Okay, I'm just going to share that with you because I've got rental fee here and I had to give $3,000 security deposit. And if the carpet's messed up and this is messed up and that's messed up, you lose $3,000. Cat is scratching on my chair. Cat is scratching on the carpet. She's now scratching on the damn staircase. And I'm about to strangle her to death. Okay, Evelyn, get the damn cat declawed immediately before I do it myself with my fingers. The bullion market has been actually, I'm not, let me start back on that last paragraph because I don't even know if I finished it. Bullion by Post, which takes orders of up to 25,000 euros on the website but takes higher amounts over the phone, explained it had already received a few hundred orders overnight from frantic numbers of phone calls this morning. Quote, the bullion market has been building with interest since the end of last year, but this morning things have gone bananas, said Mr. Halliday Stein. Some London banks are placing unusually large orders for physical gold. London-based ATS Bullion added it had been inundated with orders for the past week. The firm has sold 4,000 gold bars and coins since February 1st, a 40% rise on the same period a year ago when it only sold 1,500. It's, quote, it's been crazy. It's been the best week since 2012. We've had people queuing around the block, said Michael Cooper of ATS Bullion, a family-run firm that trades online and also from the outlet in the West End. But that's just part of the story. As reported by the World Gold Council, the buying really started to pick up in the fourth quarter last year, courtesy of the Chinese and central banks. So there's like, what, is that 3 different ones? ATS Bullion, and then Bullion by Post. Now, that was the other one that we're talking about. Maybe that's the same one. So there's at least 2. People are queuing around the block, and massive orders are coming in, breaking records. So I said to myself, maybe I ought to call one of the bullions in America that's well known, bullion dealers, and see if there's any pickup of orders. Now, I'm going to read you exactly what I said in just a second. But to go with this, there was another article on silver doctors, and I'm going to read you that first. Okay? Global margin call is being issued. Gold explodes to largest gain in 7 years. It's 2016, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 2009. Hold on, I thought we had the greatest time in gold, 2011. Remember that run up? But the largest gain in 7 years has just taken place. Folks, let me put this into plain speak for you. You are watching the system implode upon itself. At a time when liquidity on a global basis is very tight, a global margin call, created by the Fed, of course, is being issued. They have started a process in motion that will not be stopped. The morning will soon come when markets simply cannot meet the call and will not open. Don't need to read the whole article. I just wanted to share that part with you. So, first I called Gainesville Coins. I've purchased from them in the past. I've purchased from Apmex. I've purchased from Monex. I've purchased from several places. JM Bullion. So I called Gainesville first. They're not down the street from me, but they're not too far away. So let me call them first. And the gal that answered was at the showroom floor, which they have like a showroom area. But normally when you place an order there, you don't go to the showroom and buy it. That's where like some of the more expensive stuff is and collectible stuff. So it was probably the wrong person to talk to. And she kind of said that at first. And then I realized, okay, yeah, thanks, but I'll hang up. I said, let me call Gainesville Coins, because I do remember calling Gainesville Coins several years ago when there was a mad rush. I think it was back when silver was going up towards 50. Matter of fact, I know it was because it was already high. It was already in the 40s. I placed an order. They shipped it. Order got lost. Never had that happen before. And this was from Apmex. This was from Apmex. And during that week, I'm waiting. Okay, you should have gotten it. I didn't get it. It's lost in the mail. Okay, yep. I say, okay. So do you want us to resend it? Well, actually, no. The price had actually come down $2 or $3 an ounce. I'd like to add more to that order and then resend it with the same amount of money. Okay, no problem. And then they shipped it, and I got it. But I remember calling, and the telltale sign for me was that when I would call them on the phone, press, 1 for sales, whatever, boop, rings. Am I being put on hold and waiting? Because this is a hot item. I'm on the sales line. I want to buy something, right? You would think there's going to be people ready to pick up that phone and make that sale. But when all that action was happening, it took a while before someone got to the phone. They went to the auto hold thing, and I'm waiting. Any normal day, which I checked after things slowed down, and before that, I would call, and I'd get right through. So finally, someone picked up the phone, and I didn't want to place an order. This is after this. This is around that time period, but I'd already placed my order. And I just said, look, you must be busy. I don't want to keep you. Just real quick. Are you guys like extra busy right now with a ton of orders coming in with sales? He said, we can't keep up with the phones ringing right now. That's how much people are trying to buy right now. I said, okay, all right, take care. I wanted to make that call so I could do a video, and I did do the video and told people this is what just happened. So I just did the same thing on this news in London. People are wrapped around the corner. That one's selling it, got phone calls queuing, and okay, there's nothing different. I mean, London, America, what's the difference? I tried Gainesville, that didn't work out. Let me call Apmex, just like the last time. I started to call, and then I said, oh, wait a minute. I was looking on their website. Oh, here's a chat with us now thing. You know what? Let me do that. I hit that. Didn't have to wait very long. Someone responded. And I said, look, I'm, with the price action with gold and silver today, I'm just curious if like people are knocking your doors down for sales, or, are you guys experiencing a lot of sales at the moment? I'm just curious because of what's happening in London right now. I'm hearing that there's places, certain dealers having people queued around the corner trying to get bullion. Physical. And her name was Courtney B. And she replies, get this, and this threw me off. I wasn't ready for this. We have been very busy today, but mostly with individuals selling back to Apmex. I said, that is interesting, since in London they are wanting to buy. Thank you. You're welcome. Is there anything else I can do? Nope, that's all. Thank you. I don't want to take your time. So I took a screenshot, sent it to myself. We have been very busy today, but mostly with individuals. So they're definitely buying, but mostly with individuals selling back to Apmex. So individuals, people like you and I, selling back to Apmex. What does that mean? The only thing I can think of, these are the people who don't understand, didn't understand, just thought, I've heard about getting bullion, I got some bullion. Maybe they got it at $20, $18, who knows where. It's been held down to $14 all this time. They see it break out, oh my God, it's 15, it's $15.50. I need to sell now, take my, But at the same time, what doesn't make sense to me is if you did buy $18, $19, $20, $25 to wherever you were at, are you really going to all of a sudden sell all your damn silver? When it was down to 14, you decided, no, that's too low, I'm not going to do it. But at 15.50 or so, 15.60, you're going to all of a sudden go all in or all out at this point and sell off to Apmex? Wouldn't you think, wow, it just blasted through that. Holy crap, I'm in at 20-something. Maybe it'll get a little closer. I think I'll wait a little bit. Why would people be rushing to sell so quickly? The only real reason that I can think of would be people are absolutely desperate for cash money in a bad way. And they did feel like, well, 14's too low. And then it jumped up a little bit, and maybe they said, you know what, I'm out. Maybe they bought at 14 something. And then all of a sudden, 15.50, 15.60. It's my money and I need it now. And then they sell off. I mean, I'm trying to rationalize, give you some kind of real reason that actually makes sense. Because everything I can really think of doesn't freaking make sense. Why are they wrapped around the buildings in London? Why are their phones blowing up off the hook? Why are they doing record freaking sales? Best sales since 2012, he said, and they've just broken records. But then Apmex, which is a pretty large company, pretty large bullion dealer, she says mostly selling back to Apmex? I don't get it. I don't get it. So I know you're not going to hear that probably anywhere else as far as news sources or whatever goes, because I don't think anyone even thought to do that. And I thought to myself as I was doing it, why am I doing this right now? You already know the answer. If they're selling like crazy in London, they're going to be selling like crazy here. But I told myself while I'm thinking that, you still got to do your due diligence. You can easily pick up the phone and call them and ask. Better yet, I use the online chat. And when I got that answer, I had to read it twice. What the? Busy mostly selling back to you? Doesn't make sense. It's only $1.50-ish from the lows. Who in their right mind would buy silver at 14, plus, so you got spot price plus whatever fee. And if you bought a freaking Silver Eagle, at least $2.50 over spot, maybe $3. So 14, let's call it $3. 15, 16, $17 is what it cost you for a Silver Eagle. So at $15.50, you're selling it back to Apmex. They're not giving you $3 back that you paid. They'll give you something over spot, but they ain't going to give you what you paid them. No dealer does that. So, maybe they give you $2 back, let's say, per over spot, and it's $15.50, $16.50, $17.50. It still doesn't make sense. And if it blasted off this quick, wouldn't people be like, oh, well, let me wait a little longer and see what happens? Or you might say, well, they're probably expecting the club to smash the price down now, which would be a good argument However, the argument back to that, the counter to that is, have you seen precious metals move like this? They've been strangleholding it down for a while now. They could have done it again. It's been released a little bit, at least. So, again, this just doesn't make sense to me. It's the only other place I really called. Gainesville coins, I wasn't able to get the right answer. I couldn't talk to the right person. I didn't call anybody else. But I found that pretty shocking that people were actually, some people, and they said most of their orders were sell orders back to them, back to Apmex. So I don't get it, but you couldn't pay me a significantly high spot price, a premium above spot price for me to sell you my silver right now, any of it. But I don't know. That's it. Take care.